Professor Black Ops, Cybersecurity for the People. You see it, let's get it. What is Pegasus spyware and how does it hack phones? Is actually the no click malware. So let's go through it. NS Group software can record your calls, copy your messages, and secretly film you. It's the name of perhaps the most powerful piece of spyware ever developed. It was certainly by a private company. Once it's wormed its way onto your phone without you noticing it, it can turn it into a 24-hour surveillance device. It can copy your messages you send or receive, harvest your photos, and record your calls. It might secretly film you through your phone's cameras or activate the microphone to record your conversations. It can potentially pinpoint where you are, where have you been, and who have you met. Pegasus is the hacking software spyware that is developed and marketed and licensed to government around the world by the Israel company NSO. Israel is probably one of the biggest cybersecurity states ever. It has the capability to infect billions of phones running either iOS or Android operating systems. The early versions of Pegasus discovered, which was captured by researchers in 2016, infected phones, what it was called through spear phishing, text message or emails that trick the target into clicking on a malicious link, which is the most common way to get malware. Since then, however, NSO attack capabilities have become more advanced. Pegasus infection can be achieved through so-called zero-click attacks, which does not require any interaction between the phone owner in order to be succeeded. These are often exploited by zero-day vulnerabilities, which are flaws or bugs in the operating system that a mobile phone manufacturer does not know yet about, so has not been able to fix. In 2019, WhatsApp revealed how NSO software has been used to send malware to more than 1,400 phones, exploiting a zero-day vulnerability. By simply placing one app call to a target device, malicious Pegasus code could be installed on the phone, even if the target never answered the call. Most recently, the NSO has begun exploiting vulnerabilities in the Apple iMessage software, giving it a backdoor access to hundreds of millions of iPhones. Apple says it's continually updating its software to prevent such attacks. Technical understanding of Pegasus and how to find the eventual breadcrumbs it leaves on your phone after successful infection has been improved by researchers conducting Claudio Carnlet, who runs Amnesty International Berlin-based security labs. There's, they're becoming a lot more complicated for targets to notice, said Garnett, who explained to the NSO client that largely abandons suspicious SMS messages for more subtle zero click attacks. For companies such as NSO exploiting software that is either installed on the device by default, such as iMessage, or widely used, such as WhatsApp, it's especially attractive because it's dramatically increased the number of mobile phone Pegasus can successfully attack. As a technical partner of Pegasus Projects, an international consortium of media internationals, including Guardian, Amnesty Labs, have discovered traces of successful attack by Pegasus customers on our iPhone running up-to-date versions of the Apple iOS. The attacks were carried out recently as of July 2021, so obviously it's still fresh in the wild and taking over phones. Forensic analysis of phone of victims has also identified evidence suggesting NSO constantly search for weaknesses that may have expanded to other common apps. In some of the cases installed by Guardian and his team, particularly networking targeted relative Apple photos and music apps can be seen at times of infection, suggesting NSO has begun leveraging new vulnerabilities. Where neither spear phishing nor zero-click attacks succeed, Pegasus can also install over a wireless transceiver located near a target, or according to NSO brochure, simply manually install it if an agent can steal the target's phone. Once installed on a phone, Pegasus can harvest more or less information or extract any file, SMS, address book, call history, calendars, emails, internet browsing history can also be exfiltrated. How Pegasus infiltrate phones. Attack vectors include SMS, WhatsApp, iMessage, and also unknown vulnerabilities. The capabilities, once Pegasus have infected your phone, is XMS, which is text messaging, emails, WhatsApp chats, photos and videos, active microphone, active camera, record calls, GPS data, calendar, and contact books. So that's what attack vectors take over. When an iPhone is compromised, it's done in such a way that allows the attacker to obtain so-called root privileges or administrative privileges on the device. Pegasus can do more than what the owner of the phone can do. Lawyers for the NSO Group claim the Amnesty International technical report was conjured, describing it as a compilation of superlatives and basic assumptions. However, they did not dispute any of the specific findings or conclusions. That's kind of different where the hacking firm actually lowering up. NSO has invested substantial effort in making its software difficult to detect, and Pegasus inspection are now very hard to identify. Security researchers suspect more recent versions of Pegasus ever inhabit the phone temporary memory rather than its hard drive, meaning that once the phone is powered down, virtually all traces of the software vanishes. One of the most significant challenges that Pegasus presents to journalists and human rights defenders is the fact that software exploits undiscovered vulnerabilities, meaning even the most security conscious mobile phone user cannot prevent the attack. This is a question that gets asked pretty much every time we do it, forensics with somebody. What can I do to stop this from happening? Said Garland. The real honest answer is nothing. Pegasus is just that good. Technology leaps of the century have fueled social movements and democratic access to information around the world. This is a value we at The Guardian take seriously. It's why we do not put up with paywalls and instead keep independent journalists open and free. But the same technology also can be exploited as a powerful to seize our personal information, manipulate behavior, and surveil dissent. From the Snowden revelation and Cambridge Analytical and scandal, our ongoing scrutiny of big tech, The Guardian has a long track record of exposing how technology can abuse democracy and human rights. If that is the mission that you appreciate, join us today. Your support will empower our investigation and continue to scrutinize government side Silicon Valley profit machines. People must control technology and not the other way. So once again, Pegasus is on the loose. It's taking over phones, super hard to track down. Looks like it was started through by downloading WhatsApp. Professor Black Ops, Cybersecurity for the people. Be safe out there.